I told the people now on Tuesday in this morning about who Jesus is. Few people know what he was like on earth because you read the scriptures and don't understand the full impact of the scriptures. For example, Jesus is walking and teaching, and a centurion man who was a Roman man, today you will call him an Italian man, and the Roman Empire was a very great empire at that point of time, a very cruel empire, and they took Israel over, and when they waged war in those days, it was not like today. Today, you want to go to military, you go to university, you study your books, and you become a general. Those people would have laughed at us. If you wanted to be a centurion was first of all an extremely intelligent man. Secondly, a man of strategy. He had to be able to read situations. Because the centurion was a man that was appointed over many. Amen? He was like a general. Thirdly, he had to be of the best fighters. So physically, he was super strong and super fit. Today, you can be the general of army, you can have a stomach like this, you can be fat and blah, blah, blah. Not in those days. Not in those days. Also the same, Chaka, he was super fat. Today, you're an army of general, you see him sit behind his desk, his stomach's almost laying on the desk. Very unfit. And he ate his slop chips, and he became fatter and fatter. It was in those days not like that. When you dealt with a centurion, you dealt with a man that is almost impossible to beat in battle. He was a general, he was a man of strategy, extremely intelligent. They were chosen like that. Not only chosen, they had to prove themselves in battle, prove themselves wherever they went. The intelligence was proved to the limits. The strategy was tested to the limits. The physical strength and endurance was tested to the very limits. It was the toughest of soldiers you could get. And they became centurions because of their performance. If you wanted to be a good soldier in those days, you had to be excellent and on every level. So when you meet a centurion, you meet a man that is impossible almost to beat. And a centurion didn't need people to protect him. He could protect himself very well. But he was there not to be protected by the people, but to lead those people into battle. Today, when there's a big president or someone come, a general, you see the soldiers, they protect him. Not in those days. A centurion needed no one to protect him. He could protect himself very well. But he had soldiers around him to lead them into battle and show them how to do it. Now, why do I tell you this history? These people had special tricks. You could not beat them, man. They were the best, the centurions. The Caesars and a guy like Herod and those guys actually feared the centurion because if a centurion turned against him, he was he had a lot more favor than the kings themselves. Because they know when the centurion turned against the king, he's gone. That's what I explained to you. Why do I explain this to you? Those people didn't play when they fought. They killed. They broke people's arms. They know exactly how to do it. They did it almost on a daily basis. Now, that was the time where war was not so strong. That was a centurion. But this centurion had a secret worship of Jesus. He was not a Jew. Jesus was a Jew. And at that point of time, it was funny for a Roman to serve Jesus. So he became a secret follower of Jesus because he was impressed with Jesus. I want to tell you something tonight. He sent to Jesus because he listened to the teachings of Jesus. He was impressed. He heard about Jesus. He heard what he did, and he was impressed. Amen. He was impressed. He didn't even went because he was not this mighty man, but he was impressed. He heard things. He could hear about the teachings, and he heard about the healings and the deliverances, everything. He was impressed, and he was a secret follower of Jesus and a secret worshiper of Jesus and the God of the Jews, and he was interested. So he had a sick servant that was precious to him, and he sent for Jesus to ask, "Can you heal my servant?" Jesus said to him, "I'll come to you, and I'll heal him there." He said immediately, "Lord," he sent messenger to him, "Lord, Do not come under my roof, because I am not worthy that you come under my roof. Now let me tell you, who is a centurion? Was a far greater man than a premier would be today. A premier is ruling this province, but I don't think he can fight. Those people had to prove themselves. They had great respect from everyone because it was a man that got where he wanted to get, not only by studying, not only by voting, but by performance on every level. Intelligence performance, strategy and performance, and physical performance.